Redgun Z Slant. So the first thing we got to talk about is the wide receiver number one motion. Normally, he's going to come down to this, short middle area. This time he's going to pick up coverage and it's going to get rid of the ball. See, the running back number one comes out backfield there. Normally he's covered by right inside linebacker is the coverage he's going to draw. So let's go in, and once again, hey, we actually got proper coverage. And of course, Pincus just on a lead there. But you'll see you can lead the running back number one out of the backfield because again, his cover guy is stopped on the play. So you haven't seen it yet. You'll see right here normally that wide receiver number one just comes, typically open in that area. And the key situation where he doesn't, which finally we get it, is that right cornerback will come down and shadow him. That means he's going to be matched up on him, which means that the free safety is now going to be the read for this play. So in that case, free safety just did a really dumb thing and went to running back number two. But either running back number two or the tight end is going to be open on that play. So the man is going to bail out on that, and he's going to have to cover one or the other of those guys. And then you have a couple options at that point. I'm going to switch off just to show you the pass rushes. You'll notice the L linebackers all just go kind of down the bottom there. And then you see the clear out, of course, because the right inside linebacker is, he's got coverage assignment on the top. So you just run straight through the middle right there and get yards. That works even if you have a pretty poor quarterback, unlike these really good quarterbacks I got here. So that's kind of the scheme for that is, well, not really doing a whole lot. Notice now this free ball right here, I'm just going to throw it for you. Obviously the CPU can make an adjustment on that. So that tends to be a pretty dangerous throw, and most of the time wide receiver number two is not really a factor in that play for this reason. Here I'm going to show you again the motion right here. Oh, well, he's not being very cooperative. But basically you can throw at that point a curl pass into the tight end, or of course you can go to running back number one coming out of the backfield, because at that point, right, the guy's in an air patrol situation. So right there he does the curl death and the guy's wide open. So that's the basic strategy behind that. And if we come back to this team, I might show you running back number two play that you can run off of that, where even if the free safety matches up on the running back number two, with a team like the Oilers, you can still jam it into him because running back number two is fast, the free safety is slow, and if you have an accurate quarterback, you're just going to be able to run it in right there. But before we go back to that, let's go ahead and talk about call plays here. So on a call play, you got two guys. You got running back number one, and you got, let's see if I actually called it, and I didn't. That's unfortunate. You got two guys. You got running back number one, and you have wide receiver number one. Now, wide receiver number one is going to come open late in the play. So the strategy is you want to go 4-tap here, and then you see right there he stops. That's the play that you're trying to go for. And obviously I have QB Eagles here just because I want to make sure I can reliably show this to you, but not just Pete and Test to vary. You can even get this to work with Marino. Again, it's the question of how long can you dodge the pass rush on that play. You see I'm going to lead this guy right out here. That's pretty hilarious. If you can dodge the pass rush on this guy, it'll work with any quarterback. It's not a QB Eagles only thing. Here I don't really give him quite the amount of time, and this is the typical results you're going to see if you run this with a normal quarterback. You have to get rid of the ball quickly. Is you do that 4-tap to get to this guy, and then you got a switch pass or run over to wide receiver number one, but he hasn't stopped long enough yet on that play, so you're just going to lead him out of bounds, and that's fine. Because what you want here is you want to see that you want to force the man to have to come to this guy, and then you can either go back there, or if he doesn't, like if he just sits straight in the middle, waiting on that wide receiver number one, since he knows he's going to be open, you're going to force the situation where he's now got to go deal with this guy. And so typically that ball's going to come out pretty quickly if you're going to go the running back number 1. But the other thing is that if you just leave the cursor on him like this, then you have to go 4-tap like that, and then of course you see the result. I mean, you're just making it harder on yourself if you're doing that. The switch pass technique, assuming you have good controller, it's a much safer play to go to this guy first. And then it's always a question of how much distance and things as to how open that guy's going to be. But you see the concept. I mean, even with I think this is going to go to Barnett. Even with Barnett, I mean, this is not necessarily a difficult play. But again, with teams that have a slower wide receiver number 1, that will be a factor in how you run this play. Because obviously, the slower he's going to be, he's not going to get to that spot as quickly, and it's going to be more likely that it's just going to go straight out of bounds. So I'll give it a couple of times on this just to see if I can show you the running back number 2 play that comes out of this guy. But otherwise, this is the basic strategy of the play: is nail a guy on that free safety read if you can, run it through the middle or dump it on the running back number 1 if he's going to do that. If wide receiver number 2 is open, feel free to go to him. If they call a run play, you're going to see that wide receiver number 1 and number 2 are open, so it's going to be high-low. But that's sort of the way you're going to go about this. Now it doesn't happen here. So it's going to run out of bounds. And again, that's another way that you can run this play, is if you only have that running back number 1 open, man's going to bracket him, so you just go the lateral play on that. And again here, you can go lateral there, or you can go running back number 2. Either way will get you the play that you're looking for. Let's see if we can actually get the motion. Alright, so we get the motion there, and now I'm going to try and bring in a running back number 2. So you see right there, he leads him into the middle of the field. The timing on that is kind of a little tricky. It's one of those things where he's going to start in one angle at the very beginning of this cut, and then he's going to go into a different angle, which is going to lead him more likely into coverage. See, right there, that's the one that you're going for, is right as he passes the free safety shoulder, you're going to get it into him. But again, most of the time, the man's going to bail out in an air patrol, and it's not really going to matter that you can run this play. And again, this is why you have to have an accurate quarterback, because a lot of times that winds up being coverage catch. And finally, I'm going to show you that high-low technique. So if you have, called right here, see he's the low, and then you go high and blocks the pass, but whatever, that's fine. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video on Redgun Z Slant. Leave your feedback and comments, and I'll see you next time.